and just being good to one another.
The people at the top collaborate, and the people that are at the bottom compete.
Find yourself, be happy, and good things will happen.
Justice for Taco Bell.
It was everywhere.
Which I've come close to freezing to death a couple times. That one's super pleasant.
What?
Are you serious?
It can't hurt walking around in life thinking that you're a man.
Yeah, you guys are doing a good thing here. This is very good.
I genuinely love this conversation.
I love the Motive Podcast.
Welcome back to the Motive Podcast. I'm your host, Leo Kosach. Alongside me is my co-host, Kyle Cohen. And joining us today, we got a very special guest, the founder and owner of the Market Street and Green Street Grill and loyal Westchester influencer, Mr. Christian Grecco. Thanks for coming, Christian.
My pleasure. Thank
It's
you
good
for
to see you.
having
We so it's kind of if for our loyal Motive listeners, if you follow us on Instagram, go follow us on Instagram. You might have seen this dude win some money in a video a couple weeks ago. We met you on the street doing our Westchester street interviews. It's
Yeah.
been a blast out there.
Yeah, you made us rich.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Love connecting with the community.
Were you guys? I think were they the only group
Yeah,
to win 5?
that's right.
You were
Dang right.
the only group to win 5, and no one knows how to quit. Like for anyone that gets featured on our interviews in the future, just quit at like 3 or 4. Like you guys get, cause you guys like owns like you guys you guys own places in Westchester. You knew the 1799. That was a pool.
That was
a
on
pool.
my Aunt Gigi. She knew the history.
Yep.
She knew the 1799.
Yeah.
I had just seen something about that recently too. Like they were celebrating something about
Yeah.
about it in town.
I was walking around yesterday or the day before. I saw like a banner that said 225. I'm
Yeah.
like, well, that'll do it.
That'll do
So,
it.
throwing on the headphones.
Yeah.
Throwing on the headphones. How's it sound?
Now I'm official.
Yeah, there we
There
go.
you go.
But can we get into like some early life? You said you grew up in Oxford, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's right.
How was life down in the Oxford
Down in
farm
O-Town?
town? Yeah.
I was great. I mean, I take that back.
Oh, headphones again.
No headphones.
All right.
But Oxford was great, man. Looking back, it was great. When I was there, I was like, I just was dying to get out of there.
Right.
You know, there was absolutely nothing going on. I was young. It was like, you know, just so much boredom. You know, and my dad lived up here in Westchester, so my parents split when I was very young. I was like 4 years old, and my dad moved up here in Westchester. And so I'd be back and forth between Oxford and Westchester. My mom raised me down there. But I came to like know Westchester a little bit here and there. And every time I came up here, it was like, dude, I'm just telling you, it was like a whole new world. Like Westchester compared to Oxford, like, and there was no like social media or anything like there. Like, so it was just different. And Westchester was just like, to me, coming from there, Westchester was like the big city with so much stuff going on.
Right.
You know what I mean? So as soon as I could, like Westchester University was my dream school.
Oh yeah.
Literally. That's the only place I want to get into. And it's good because I didn't get into anywhere coming out of high school, like not one school.
How are your
my
grades?
My cumulative GPA in high school was a 1.7.
Oof.
So I didn't get in not one school.
Okay.
Not one. So that was just a lack of application. I just didn't take it seriously whatsoever. I was just like, you know, didn't care,
Right.
Yeah.
you know.
Did you play? You said you played football for Oxford as a kid.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
There's nothing really to go into about that. We've never really been, you know, some heralded program. You know, there's my senior year when I played, we didn't win a game. So
I mean, it's
You know.
sad for Westchester East. It's like, remember 2 years ago when we beat Oxford?
Oh, we
'Cause
were like
we
so-
were
beat
winless.
You guys on the last play of the game.
that's good.
Last play of the
Yeah.
game, time expired and we won. And was like, wow, our bar was set at Oxford.
Yeah. Oxford does that for people. They put other teams on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the punching bag of the chess mod, unfortunately.
Yeah. So I went to Oxford High, then I went to Delaware County Community College
Yeah.
after I graduated. That was like my saving grace. I had no idea how to be a student whatsoever. I had no clue what I was doing. So I went to Delaware County Community, and that was such like a humbling thing because the campus that I went to, which was near Oxford in Jennersville, Pennock Bridge is the campus. That's what it was called. It was also TCHS. So it was a shared campus between a high school and me and the community college people. So I was going to college with all these high school students, like lockers and everything, buses showing up. Like, man, I gotta get out of here. You know what I mean? It was just motivation, like to get to college, you know?
Yeah.
So I did that. I got exactly the GPA I needed. There was a transfer agreement between Delaware County Community and Westchester, and I got just the 2.5 I needed to get to guarantee that I would get in there. Came up here to Westchester, lived with my dad briefly. Then I got a job working at Rigtown.
Okay.
And I moved into town, like down by the college. I did that, went to Westchester University, took my sweet time graduating. Took 6 years in total, 2 years at community, 4 years at Westchester. And then I worked at corporate. Well, first I interned for this congressman briefly, and then I had a corporate job that I worked for a little bit, and I was just like, I couldn't do that. I worked in a cubicle for a little bit, and it was just like...
It's a character building.
Exactly. It let me know what I didn't want to do.
All right.
When you say cubicle, is that like what people picture, like Class of '95? Like, is that what you mean by cubicle?
No, like a,
Or what is a cubicle?
a
I'm
cubicle, like a
Yeah,
gray, like you go into
I'm
an
blanking on what a
office,
cubicle is right now.
Like it's like
Yeah.
it's just a wall and then a wall. Like it's
Yeah.
just and then 4 people can
Just
work.
surrounded by walls. There's your computer, your desk, and then wall.
You got the
wall.
Yeah, that's
fluorescent
what,
lights
that's, what I'm
above you.
that's what I'm thinking
Yeah.
of. Like yeah.
Yeah, I did that, and at first when I got this job, at least I was in the corner, and there was like a window, and it was like you can see outside,
Put a little plant up there.
Yeah, and the bathroom was right there. I could just like get away and go to the bathroom for a little bit, whatever. And then they like shifted everybody, and I was right in the middle. I was like, I gotta get out of here. So I stopped doing that. That's when I started working with my dad at the restaurant. So, yeah, he started the restaurants. He started Market Street 21 years ago, and then we have another
Okay.
restaurant in Downingtown. He started 11 years ago. So I started working there. I was like, yeah, I'll figure out what I'm doing, but in the meantime, I'll work at the restaurants, whatever. I never really envisioned it being like my full-time forever thing. But then over time, I mean, like at first I was a horrible employee, but then I figured out how to work hard eventually. And yeah, and then I eventually grew to love it. I grew so much as a person, my interpersonal skills, and just, as I said, just working hard. That developed, and I love it. I became co-owner last year, after years of like proving to my dad that I really cared and that I was a big asset to the company.
Yeah.
So it wasn't some overnight thing. I had to pay my
100%.
penance too. I got fired once.
Really?
I do all that.
How what was the occasion for that? What happened?
I was gonna say, do we want to know?
Yeah,
or-
we do.
Yeah, I mean, again, character building, right? Like, so, when I first started working at the restaurant, I was in a funny place in life. I was just like partying, I was partying all the time. I was going out so many nights a week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever. And I just did not take my job very seriously at all. So I remember, I think it was a Sunday evening or something like that. And it was like 4th of July around then. And I had a buddy of mine who was seeing a girl up in New York City. And the buddy of mine, we're just chilling in Westchester one afternoon. And he's like, yo, bro, like, let's go up to New York tonight. I was like, I got work tomorrow. He's like, no. We'll get up early. I'll get you back for work, no problem. And I was like, yeah, all right. That sounds like a good idea. Obviously, it's a horrible idea. But so we did that. We went out, got crazy, and woke up the next morning. My buddy, we're in this tiny New York City apartment. My buddy's pacing back and forth. And he's like, I let you down, bro. I let you down. I'm like waking up on the couch. I'm like, what? And I'm like, what time is it? And it's like 8 a.m. I was supposed to be at work. Like,
Yep.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
what you gonna do? I deserved it.
All right.
So I got rehired, but I had to work in the kitchen. I got
Okay.
fired for 2 weeks, and I had to come back and work in the kitchen.
Yep.
And that taught me some hard work. 'Cause
Yeah.
The kitchen's hard work.
So what were you? Would you consider yourself an avid? You were in the Westchester party scene a lot.
No doubt. Every night.
Is Barnaby's the spot?
Yeah.
Is Barnaby? Okay.
Yeah, definitely. They hold that down.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're my people too. Like, we're over there all the time. I'm always getting cerveza for my amigos in the kitchen. I'm over there all the time getting Sixers for them. But even despite that, like, we have parties there every year. Market Street and Green Street have our annual Christmas party. We rent out the second level of Barnaby's and we do a buffet, open bar, open food, whatever. And they always treat us well. You know,
Nice,
always,
nice.
always treat us well. Even, anything else we do there.
Yeah.
One of the employees had a party there like a couple weeks ago. So yeah,
Yeah.
Barnaby's is definitely the spot.
And you got some some. You can see some established people there. I know. I know Shane Gillis is there once in a while. I mean, everyone's been there. If you're in Westchester, that's where you go on a
Yeah.
Friday or Saturday night. A
Yeah,
lot of the time.
I used to be a big secret bar person. They used to have they still have this secret bar. It's like a little area that's like tucked away in this back hallway, and I heard it's not so secret anymore. I quit drinking a couple years ago, but when I did drink, like, that was the spot. Also, as far as Shane Gillis goes, I'm waiting to run into him. I'm waiting for him to come into Market Street.
Oh yeah.
I heard he loves Ryan's though.
Ryan's.
Yeah.
So we just started, like, when you saw us out in Westchester, that was our first night doing the interviews in Westchester. Dude, I'm there
fire.
I'm gonna do that every week. Dude, it's
fire.
fun. It's
So
fun.
fire.
And like no one's in rude or being a.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's chill.
Everyone's just having a good time.
Yeah. So, except the Barnaby's bouncers, we might have pushed their buttons a little too hard.
What, you were trying to ask them questions
No,
or
yeah,
something?
we were trying to interview them, and there's it's like the six like college guys that
Yeah.
they just didn't want. It was just funny.
Well,
No,
I
it
mean,
was
they
fun.
always got serious business. They
Yeah,
got to handle.
no.
They got I ain't gonna say they got like crazy stuff that happens.
No,
People
but-
get nuts there. People always getting thrown out. And everything.
So so like we're walking around and like, of course our camera people were shout out Jake and whoever else. Literally they're like, yeah, we just gotta come here every week. We'll run into Shane Gillis, get him on an interview.
Yeah.
There you go. There you
You're
go.
gonna run into him at some point. Yeah, as I said, I'm dying to run into him. Dying to get him into Market Street one time. Whatever. I'm dying to. He has a show he's doing now.
Tire shop.
Yeah.
And
and
Valley
that's-
Forge.
That's
the word it's
mhm.
based or whatever. Because I knew him and like I was listening to them on a podcast and like him and Andrew Scholes, they're talking
Yeah.
about like going out to Barnaby's and whatever. I'm like, that's
Oh,
kinda cool.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to get on his show, his tires show.
Really?
That's really my dream. Yeah. I got into acting this
Okay.
year, so like I'm the restaurateur as well. But like, I've always been like interested in art and
Right.
expression. I got into acting the last couple years.
So you went
I started
to
doing that.
Okay. So you went to Westchester, and what do you study at Westchester?
My major was political science with a concentration on international relations. I had two minors, one of which being peace and conflict studies, and the other was international business. And I
Okay.
sort of just fell into that major like I was going about college, like taking class here, taking class there. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I thought I wanted to go to law school. And next thing you know, advisors like, well, you got the credits to do this, maybe think about poli-sci. And so I did that. And I ended up really, really enjoying it. As I mentioned, I worked for a congressman for a little while. And yeah, politics is real interesting to me. Perhaps I would go down that road later, in life as I get older. But for right now,
I'll see the yard signs. I'll see your yard
let's
signs
go.
out and about.
Let's go.
You'll have my vote. No, I'm just kidding.
Appreciate that. Yeah, but right now I want to work in the private sector, in the restaurants, as I mentioned, the acting stuff. That's really like what I've pivoted towards, like making a big focus of mine. So
That's cool.
Yeah.
And then for the like, you said acting, like getting into the arts. That you said Uptown. You went to.
Yes, yeah. So I took classes at Uptown. That's what started the whole thing. All right. So I mentioned I don't drink, so I was a big partier, big partier all the time. But I was always traveling for it, not just West. I mean, I held it down in Westchester, but I went other places. I loved Fort Lauderdale, New York, this, and this. And then eventually I just got to a point where I just was like, so like, man, what is going on? Like, it's just way too much. And I was just not happy. So I had to make a change, and I cut out everything. I just got sober.
Was it hard to do?
I wouldn't describe it that as being hard. No, it was really, really like, I'm big into my faith, and like as that sort of developed, so did my lack of interest in those things.
Right.
It happened simultaneously, and just like my body, I just like stopped being interested in those things. And when that happened, I had like the freed up mental capacity. It's like before I quit smoking, drinking, all that stuff, I had this like brain fog. Like I was like, I couldn't see things clearly. But then once I cut that stuff out, it's like the sky's cleared up, and it's like, okay, now that you have this renewed awareness, you know, what are some healthy, cool things that we want to start doing? And I did a few things. But the first thing I did was I started doing classes at Uptown. I did an improv class, which was crazy. And then I did an acting for film class. And improv is just something else. Like, I highly encourage everybody to do that. You know, even if you aren't interested in that, it just helps you to grow as a person because it makes you so uncomfortable.
Yep.
It was sick though. And so, yeah, I did that. I started making social media content for our restaurants. And I have a good friend named Amanda who runs the social media at Uptown. She contacted me asking if, you know, we were willing to collaborate. So I have a buddy who does the Westchester Views, which is a big Instagram account.
Yeah.
They pop off. Like, it is such a good
Is it just one person running that?
I mean, yeah. I
obviously see their stuff.
Yeah,
I'll, like,
yeah,
tag them in a video or so.
just one person. My buddy Eric Weber.
Is that who runs it?
Yeah. I don't
He should
think
come on. He should hop on the pod.
Yeah, he should. He definitely should. I mean, like I said, he snaps. Yeah, I don't think he's like some anonymous. Like, I don't think he's like.
That's what I was
anonymous
wondering.
I don't think he is. Like, sorry if he is. But
I'll cut it out if you find out otherwise.
no, that's my good buddy. Like, I'm part of a group with him. He's sick. He's put me on to a lot of good stuff. But in any event, so I did the Uptown stuff, and then the social media stuff was sort of like a warm up for me, you know. And then recently, I had a buddy reach out and say, "Hey, why don't you take this acting stuff a little more seriously?" So they have been filming an HBO show around here. It's called Task. It's like a sequel to that Mayor of Easttown. If you guys ever heard of that?
Is that Pete Davidson show?
No,
that's a kind of sad. What are we talking
You are
about?
funny. No. Kate Winslet.
I know. I've heard of it.
Yeah. So it's a local show. This is like the sequel to that.
It's a big mess. Sorry.
No, it's funny. And I got in contact with the casting agency. I gave them my stuff, and I play like a background, like I'm a cop in this.
That's awesome.
In this HBO show. And then I started auditioning for other stuff. I just had a role in a short film. I like co-starred in that called Antares. It's like a war, like special ops, like we play like CIA operatives.
Okay.
Which was sick. Like, it was so sick to do that.
That's
Sounds
awesome.
And I just did a voiceover thing the other day. I'm just auditioning for stuff all the time. It is like my passion thing that I'm into right now.
Build
Yeah.
up your resume, help you for future
That's what I'm saying.
roles, you think?
That's it. Like, I will take anything.
Yeah.
You know, I will take anything just to build my portfolio, gain more experience, you know, all that stuff. Meet people, networking, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's-
I'm sure it's not much, but have you made some money off of any
Mhm.
roles?
Yeah. The background stuff is definitely good money.
Okay.
You know, I'm doing a commercial for DoorDash coming up.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, they wanted a small to medium sized business owner.
And
Who's also an actor.
So
And
do
I
you
was
who are you competing against when you apply for that? Like,
Yeah.
is that like Philadelphia area, or like you find a DoorDash commercial and it's like the whole country?
that one
like,
could be that one's whole country. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But the
so
other,
how many people are you competing against? Like millions,
I don't
like
know.
hundreds of thousands. Like,
But wait, you know you're doing this DoorDash thing. It's not like you might.
I
be.
signed the contract. No,
Okay.
no, I'm doing that.
Okay.
We're writing the script and everything.
so it's that's crazy. So it's even as a background role, you're like seeing the script, all this just for a DoorDash
No,
commercial.
the DoorDash. I'm like the person.
Really?
I was background for the HBO.
Okay.
And then I co-starred like a principal character in the short film Antares.
Yeah.
And then, as I said, I just did a voiceover thing the other day, which was awesome. And then this thing that I'm doing, yeah, I don't know how many other people they're going to have from various small businesses or whatever, but I know that I have a script and I have a large role, if not the main role. I'm not really sure, but
So could we potentially see you on TV then, like on a commercial?
this is going to be on TikTok.
on TikTok. Okay.
Oh yeah.
This is a TikTok ad, yeah.
Whopper. That's what I'm
No,
thinking
That
about.
was stuck in my head for a minute. I love BK, so
Really?
yeah, shamelessly, I love BK so much.
Yeah.
I had to cut it out recently, but
That's great.
Fast food's tough. Oh man.
yeah, I've been on a diet recently. I just been trying to get myself right, especially with this stuff that I was talking to you about the acting. Like, I want to trim down. You know, I want to be in great shape.
That definitely helps you, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, you know, I did this special ops thing that I'm telling you about, dude. I was huffing and puffing, bro. Like, this is a military thing, like with military, like real military people involved with the creation of this movie. And dude, like, we got the vest and all the bits that they got on, grenades, whatever belt. It was heavy, and I was dying. It was like we had to, because we were running, diving, doing all types of stuff, and I'm huffing and puffing, dude, because it was crazy. Like I gotta start running. This is
awesome.
nuts.
Dude.
So it just, I just want to be, I enjoy that role. I was cast as a cop, and then I was cast like in this. I'm like, okay, I'm getting a little typecast, so let me just get in great shape.
Yeah.
Like,
If you want to come out, get into some running in Westchester. So I just met him for the first time Saturday, but I've been like connecting with him on Instagram back and forth. There's a run club in Westchester every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. now.
oh yeah,
It's really nice.
Who
it's,
did you
it's
connect
called, Cole Cuccinara.
Okay.
Cuccinara. I might have butchered your name, Cole. I apologize.
Okay.
But
I think I know Cole. Is he involved with the running store?
no, I don't think so. This is kind of like a passion project for him, I think. And so I went out to that for the first time Saturday. It was fun. It was just he's a really good athlete. He ran his first 100-mile race. He collapsed at like
100 miles.
100 miles. And then the guy I was running with, I talked to him the whole run. He's doing his first 100-mile race in 55 days or something. So I was talking to him about that. Cole, I think, collapsed on his first 100-mile race at mile like 77 or something, which is crazy. Dude,
100 miles?
It's crazy.
insane.
But anyway, like the run club, it was just 1.9 miles around Westchester, just because I think they're trying to get people out just to. It's no pressure. It's like super slow pace, but it's fun.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah,
fun.
I mean, Saturdays will be tough because of the restaurant. But
Right.
so right now I get up, I run around early morning. Like I work out before I go down for
Yeah.
Market Street in the morning.
Yeah,
So I've really been enjoying that. Get it done early in the morning. Run early in the morning. Just like
it's awesome.
it's just peaceful.
Yep.
Ain't nobody else. It's still pretty dark. So like it's cool.
Yep.
It's chill.
100%.
What do
Yeah.
you? So what do you do on a daily basis when you're at the restaurant?
Well, any day can be different. Every day can be different. I mostly try and set the tone as far as guest relations go. I want to make everybody comfortable. The whole deal is that everybody's treated like family in there. That's just always been how it was. And so, my dad did it for years. He's great with that. He's great at building relationships. He's great at just welcoming, and I saw him do that, and I just try and emulate that. So yeah, I would say that my biggest thing that I do, aside from if something goes down, internet, I got to go run to the store, somebody needs help doing something. I do those things, but I think that my biggest role is just being a presence, which helps to facilitate a family-friendly environment.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. That's our thing.
Yeah,
Love to hear it.
every time I've been there, I 100% get that vibe.
Yeah.
Just amongst the employees and all that. So
Yeah, I mean, we really care about our staff, again, like family deal. My younger brother works with us as well, one of my younger brothers. And yeah, it's great. It's really, really great. So
Yeah.
I love it, man. I love the restaurant. Love working with family. I love the regulars. I love, getting to meet so many people. I can't even quantify to you how much I've grown, getting to communicate with so many different people. That's the deal. Anybody can walk in that door and they have so much to offer you. They could be from anywhere in the world, and somebody's passing through. So I've just grown so much just communicating with people, like getting to know people's life story and this and that.
Yeah.
I just can't, it's been such a blessing. I've been so able to grow from that.
Yeah, it's awesome
That's
to hear
awesome.
just in the local community. How is
Love Twitter.
you love the Westchester community? Like, bro, these stories are hyping me up. Like, dude, I love Westchester. I'm
Trevor's
happy
great.
to be here.
It's the best.
And
Number
especially
number one town. Number
Yeah.
one town.
and
serious.
especially in the past year, just like you said, getting more involved. With this, I've been able to get more involved with people in the community. Hence how I met you.
Yeah.
And it's just it's an awesome place. And just being out there and interviewing people now, it definitely makes me, because I got college coming up soon, and definitely Westchester is it wasn't high on my list at all, but like it's creeping up there. It's definitely a thought, and I could go there for free because my mom works there.
Oh, well, there you go. I mean, come on, what?
I mean, yeah.
Dog, I'm telling you, I ain't ever want to go anywhere else besides Westchester. When I got that acceptance letter in Oxford to go to Westchester, man, I can't even describe like how I felt, bro. I'm telling you. And I had the best time. You know, I was in a fraternity. I met Rigtown was the dream job. Literally, I used to work late nights. You know, I just had so few bad experiences in the town of Westchester. You know, it's just like, I've traveled a lot, man. And I've met other people who have traveled a lot. They've lived other places, and they'd be like, hey, nowhere like Westchester. I'm not even from here, too.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like a lot of people who are from here, they don't realize, you know, because they've just been here forever. I mean, you know.
Growing up here.
Yeah, you know what's up, but, like, it's not always the case.
Yeah, dude. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's why it's a shame. I feel like if it wasn't in my backyard, I would definitely consider it more though. But as much as I love it, but I feel like college experience has gotta go somewhere a little further.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Where you want to go?
Dude, I'm looking at schools. I'm looking at some schools in Pittsburgh and all around the block. Trying to stay in state, but not not like 10 minutes away. You know what I'm saying? So
I hear you.
yeah.
I'm looking forward to the future in Westchester. Like, stay tuned. We got some more interviews coming up. We got some more content. I'm sure, like, the fall, like, it's popping out in the fall.
yeah. I
can't
Like, it'll be
imagine.
nice, dude. It'll be
The only
fun.
thing is, Friday nights, you know where you'll be.
Friday nights I'll be at football, but like, I'm not going to any East away game. I'd rather just go into Westchester,
Yeah.
bro.
Under the lights. Come on.
Yeah,
Man.
bro. Like you've been out during the summer, you know, doing this and that. It's gonna be nuts
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
fall. It's gonna be absolutely nuts.
Yeah, and like, shout out, like, I think the next there's got to be like a Westchester Avengers. It's got to be you, Roland.
Yeah. Bro, it's so funny you just said that. It's just like, man, he used to have a crew. My crew, we used to call ourselves the Avengers. I'm dead serious. My band of brothers who we used to go out late night Westchester. We were the Avengers, man. I'm
Dude.
dead serious.
After this pod, you gotta connect me with some names to get on this pod, because I just want to get
It's
some
easy.
Westchester names on here.
Easy.
Because
Easily.
so, by the way, I just mentioned this guy's name, Roland. He told us about him. So if you listen to the last episode, we talked about speaker guy walking around in Westchester. If you've been in Westchester, everyone knows him. You've seen
I don't
him.
know. I mean,
He's
So
infamous.
his name's Roland.
That's right, Roland Jennings.
Roland Jennings.
That's my good buddy.
I'm sure he has some life stories to tell.
He's inappropriate. but he's awesome. He's awesome. That's my boy. He'll tell you that we're cousins. He's just great. He's been coming into Market Street for some years. I had him on my birthday party a couple weeks back, and yeah, he brought his boombox. He had to bring it. He didn't have a choice. Like, he had to bring the boombox.
But do you know where the boom? Because like you said he's been coming here for years. I only first saw the boombox like in this spring is when I first started seeing him.
I don't know when he started doing all that. I don't know when he started doing the boombox. I mean, he's been around for a little while.
Next year he'll have the light crew. He'll have it
Oh
all.
yeah, yeah. He'll just describe like he's just trying to bring the vibes, you know. Like we had my birthday party, as I was saying, and he brought the boombox, and like I have an outdoor like speaker system for the restaurant, but he had his speaker, and dude, it was so crazy loud that like everybody's like trying to talk, and they're like, nobody wanted to say their own, like, bro, can you turn it down, please? So I eventually had to be like, hey, listen, I appreciate you. I love you, Roland. Thank you for your intentions. Amazing. Thank you, brother. But can you turn that off, please?
Oh yeah, I mean,
He wanted to bring it inside.
yeah, I mean when he's walking through outdoor eating areas with it. So I mean, but
it's kind of funny because you'll see him walking through, and then you just see
well, I mean,
head
you
slowly
hear him before
turning.
you see him. Let's
Yeah,
be
yeah,
real.
yeah.
Oh,
Your head
here he
slowly
comes.
turns.
Here he comes.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Flipping the
Man,
block.
the myth, the legend.
Yeah, I forget where. I think he's from New York too.
Oh, I can
really?
see it.
I
can
think
see it.
so. I could be wrong about that. But yeah, we get like, dude, so many interesting characters that come in. That's what I'm saying. Like, so many interesting. Roland's one of them. But we got tons and tons. Yeah.
And like that's who we're trying to get on the interviews. Makes for good content. Like the one guy you said we interviewed this week, who said 50 rings on the Olympic flag.
Yeah.
So he's a local.
Yeah. I met him through some mutual friends at this Christ church in town. And then I got to see him around. He and his brother Pierre. I
We
also
probably
had,
saw him. He was wearing like a Bulls fit.
yeah, whatever. But so, yeah, he and those dudes, they got their sports gear, always rocking. They did give me a super duper nice like Jordan, like it said like Paris on it. I think it was like a PSG like, but it said like Jordan on the back, 23. That was really sick. Very, very nice of them to give me that. Those dudes are sick, man. Both those guys are awesome. Carlos and Pierre. We were we were at my birthday, posted for hours and hours outside just hanging out, man. He and his brother, they were doing their thing, man. They got game. That's all I can say, man. I saw this like really beautiful group of girls walking by. We were chilling at one table. I'm like, oh, hey, what's up? And I like turned my head, and Pierre and Carlos like for an hour like had these random girls like in this table. If you met these guys, like
Carlos and Pierre get it done.
yeah, they get it done. They get it done.
Oh man.
Yeah, Westchester vendors coming. It's gotta.
Yeah, I mean it's sick.
The unofficial list. It'll be made at some point.
Yeah, but I can definitely see a couple people I would put on there. I put on definitely Avalon John.
Okay, is that Bar Avalon?
Yep. He's a huge social media presence.
Okay.
Yep. So is Spear from Westchester Pizza.
Casanat or something. Spear. His last name's something like.
I actually don't know his last name.
No, I know what you're talking about. I've tried to get him on the pod too.
Spear?
Yeah.
I mean, he'd be a good person to have on. He's sick. Those two guys are like huge factors in the restaurant community, at least for sure. Yeah, that's who I would think of as being some Avengers.
Let me ask you this question. I don't want to get too controversial here. Who is the best gelato in Westchester?
Well, I don't know. I haven't even really tried. The one on High Street, the Ascensos.
The
Yeah. So like I can't even. But I mean, even if I had tried that, I still would say Gemelli, just because like
they're neighbors.
They're my people. Yeah, like you gotta say Gemelli. Also, Gemelli just won best of mainline today for, I don't know if it was like dessert thing or what, but definitely best gelato. They're awesome, great people. They're off the boat, Italians, real deal. Yeah, I saw them. I was at the best of mainline today. They have a party in Drexel Hill once a year for this. Like, it's a mainline. Today's a magazine, and they dish out awards for best of things. And I was there, and got to try a lot of delicious food. And as I said, Gemelli was holding it down, because they won that stuff. So that's like they got my vote. Just like if you ask me best sushi, I gotta say Tsunami.
All right.
Because they're my neighbors too, and I love them very much. It is what it is.
All right.
I gotta stay loyal, man.
It's respectable.
Yeah, I got to.
You're telling me you went to Opa the other night, right?
Oh yeah, I just went out to.
That's what it's called, right? Opa.
Yeah. We stopped by there. The buddy I was filming with, we went out quick. Kyle, you gotta come
Opa's
out.
fire.
Yeah, it's good.
Opa's fire.
I love that.
It's a nice summer spot. I very much enjoyed it. So, Opa, why we went there is because one of the person we interviewed, she works there. She's like, come by, you get free dessert.
2 people we interviewed.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, they're like, we get free dessert. So I'm like, I will eat there and
That's
get free dessert.
Key to my heart.
Shout out
for
Opa.
real.
Yeah, no, Opa's sick. I mean, you don't see a lot of Greek food,
Right.
and so it's something different. And
I love it.
They
That's
do
so
it well.
good.
Yeah,
It's so good.
they definitely do it well. One of our old employees works over there, and so we got a good relationship with them.
Yep.
Yeah, it's all. I mean, I haven't been in a little bit, but because people aren't always willing to try something different like Greek food. I was out with my mom and my little sister the other night, and I just didn't think they were gonna be about it. She likes like chicken tenders and stuff. You know what I mean? So my sister's going to Westchester in the fall as well.
Okay.
So I'll get her to go out to some more places.
There you go.
I wouldn't even say it's that abstract. Like,
I mean, get a gyro or gyro.
Yeah, I mean, it's no different than like
it's like a
anything else.
Greek taco.
Yeah, honestly.
I'm with you. You preach to the choir. I love it. I'm just saying, other people,
Oh yeah.
whatever.
Who are some of the most recognizable names you've gotten to serve? Because we mentioned Shane Gillis. You got any in mind that have stopped by?
Sports
met?
people, Cole Hamels, Jimmy Rollins I had in there. Dick Vermeil is, the Eagles coach. He took us to the Super Bowl. First time we ever in a Super Bowl. Dick Vermeil. They made a movie about one of his players, Vince Papale, the guy who walked on. He was literally just like a dude, like a civilian, and he tried out for the Eagles, made the team. So Dick Vermeil, we're like good friends with his family. He and my dad are like our boys. My dad has been historically a wine person, and those guys have a vineyard, And so I know Dick's grandson. His name's Andy. I know his son Dave. They come in a lot. So those guys, you know, we've had the news come by and you know do stuff in. We had a pep rally for the Eagles before they were in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. We had my boy Bob Kelly from Fox 29. He came through and we did a whole. We started at 4:30 in the morning and we went till like 10 something broadcasting live from MSG.
Awesome.
That's sick.
We were all decked out. We had special T-shirts made by my boy Nick. Used to be called the Ram King. Now he's North Penn Custom Tees, and he came through, hooked us up with some sick tie-dye green Jones that said "Go Birds" on the back here on Market Street, and some rally towels with Bob Kelly's face on them.
Sick.
Yeah, we had Dr. Oz. If you guys ever heard of him, he came through. I told you before about Troy Polamalu.
That's awesome.
That was sick. That was because you know, even though I'm a big Birds fan, like I always like loved Troy Polamalu. Just because when I was growing up, when I was a teenager and stuff, like he was in his prime.
Right.
Yeah.
So Brent Selleck, he's a local.
Yeah.
He lives around Westchester.
Brent
now.
Selleck, he's Eagles tight
end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember I saw him at I saw him like online at a Pizza Westchester.
Yeah. He's around.
He was he was like big right before.
Get him on the pod.
That'd be sick because
I'll just keep calling out names.
Yeah.
Please come on the
Well,
motive.
Brent Selleck is you know, he's becoming a man about town. He's trying to open up
Yeah.
you know, businesses and stuff, you know, buy real estate, all that good stuff.
That's awesome. I saw on your Instagram, I don't know if you had a picture with him. I don't know if you served them M Night.
Yeah. So I used
served
to
them?
I haven't for a while, but I worked for him.
Really?
Yeah. So that wasn't in a serving. I was serving him at his crib from that picture.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He's a local guy.
Yeah.
And so a friend of mine who used to work with us at the restaurant got connected with him. One of our first chefs at Market Street went on to become Knight's personal chef, like at his house. And so we got connected with them and we will staff their parties. And so I was working, I haven't for a little while, but it was like maybe once a quarter we'd be over there, you know, whenever they had, you know, whatever, a holiday party, a birthday party, we'd be over there staffing it. He has a personal chef who'd make stuff, but we walk around, you know, waitering, serving, bussing tables, drink. They made me bartend the event one time. I'd never bartended in my life. I had no clue what I was doing. Like people were asking for stuff, like I had Googling it, like I have no idea what the heck.
At M Night's crib.
At Knight's crib, but it was dope. The one time I got to meet some cool people. I feel bad, I forget his name, but they were first meeting for this movie they were doing called Knock at the Cabin. It just came out like 2 years ago, right? And so there's this dude, oh my goodness, he was in this show called Mindhunters on Netflix. He was also in the Matrix 4.
Okay.
I forget his name.
Wait, was it? He was in Mindhunters in the Matrix? Like,
Yeah.
could I look him up?
Yeah, look him up. Mindhunters cast. Well, so he was in it, and Dave Bautista.
Yep.
Okay.
Who's that second guy right there?
Jonathan Groff.
That's him. That's the one.
Okay.
He was there. Dave Bautista, who plays Drax in the Avengers and Guardians, and all that, he was there.
That's sick.
So I got to meet those dudes, and it was like such a highlight because like I was serving Dave Bautista, and he like remembered my name, and so I was like pouring because we met everybody, and I'm like, you know, a couple hours goes by, whatever, hanging out, and I'm like pouring him water or something. I'm like going around pouring everybody wine, whatever, and I go up, I'm like, you want a little more? He's like, oh no, I'm good, Christian, thank you. And him too, I was like, yo, Drax, remember my name? Let's go. I'm a big nerd.
Yeah.
You know, that it might make more sense why I was so hyped because of that. Like I've been a big Marvel person, Star Wars, like all that stuff. So
Nah,
like,
I would be too. I get that.
yeah, I'm big into the superhero stuff and all that. Hence the Avengers. You know, I'm big into that. I just saw Deadpool the other night. So
Okay.
yeah, big about that life, man.
100%.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, how was Deadpool?
It was good. I mean, I guarantee you that people are gonna say it's better than I thought it was. I thought it was good, but like, man. They're just on a tip right now where they're like, you know, story was all right, but they had so many cameos. Like,
Really?
Yeah.
every
I can imagine that.
bro, everybody was in this movie. Like,
It's great.
it was cool. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna act like it wasn't cool. It was really cool, but I'm just saying, like, I think that makes it seem better than it was.
Yeah,
maybe
it's
Roland
was
walked by in the background.
They ought to.
speaking.
Hey,
yeah, Roland was in the back of the speaker.
if they knew what's up, they'd have Roland in there.
Yeah, honestly.
Shoot, if I ever made a movie, he'd be in it.
Yeah, I'm surprised your boy with Westchester Views has got to like get him a feature.
He
Come
gotta
on
do
now.
it, man.
I mean,
He
that's
gotta.
it's iconic.
Yeah, he has Westchester Views, and he also has this account called Mainline Views.
I feel like I've seen. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's popping.
Sweet.
He knows what he's doing. He
Yeah.
also helps Avalon John, as I mentioned. Yeah, so both those accounts are like accounts that showcase cool stuff that's going on in Westchester and then in the general area.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, he's my buddy Eric, and he got me connected with another group of guys. We meet every other Wednesday, and it's like all dudes around my age.
It's awesome.
And we all have different aspirations, different goals we're chasing. One of our friends is starting an app
Yeah.
for fans of sports teams that aren't like local to them, and he's trying to like make a place for everybody, like for them to get connected.
Okay.
Like, so Steelers fan who's here
Right.
needs to find other. That's not so hard, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Trying to find
no.
other Steelers fans in the area. His app helps out with that.
Okay.
You know, one buddy has a clothing. It's called Tailgate. One buddy has a clothing brand that he's doing called Alpaca.
Okay.
So everybody's just doing different stuff. One guy's a DJ. You know, and we all just talk about, hey, how can we help build one another up?
Awesome.
We talk about our goals. And that's been such a big thing. That has helped me with my acting things because, like, dude, it's healthy competition. I don't want to show up to that group on Wednesday and have nothing to report.
Yep.
Everybody else is crushing it. So, like, I got to get something. DJ's name is DJ Ascendance, by the way. He's
Sweet.
awesome.
Dude, that's awesome to hear. Love hearing that.
Yeah.
Do you know? Is this new? The clothing supply store, John Supply. You've seen that?
Yeah. They moved into Westchester, a couple of years ago, maybe 1 or 2 years ago, but they were out in Downingtown before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a dude named Ben.
Yeah.
They're popping.
Yeah.
They are popping.
I reached out to him. No response.
Well, that's messed up.
It's all right.
What
It's
if
all
it's-
right. It's all right.
They
Win
gonna
some, you
see.
lose some.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I saw they had Saquon in
What?
a week or two ago. Yeah,
What?
they had Saquon in.
Yo, what
Yeah.
the heck?
Yeah.
I saw they had Brandon Graham.
Yeah.
Saquon,
Saquon's in there
dang,
last
bro.
week.
He ain't stopped by for a Bruno at Market Street.
Come on, Saquon.
Dang.
I'm gonna be so honest. Every time I hear that name, my whole mood just sinks.
Oh, because
down.
you're a
He's a Giants
Giants fan.
Yeah, it's just.
Dude,
Good,
I've-
good. I love it. I hope
Yeah,
it hurts so bad.
whatever.
He's like I've seen 3 people meet him on a golf course, and then our neighbor up the street, their good friend, got paired with him for full 18 holes of golf, just like a
That's
normal
sick.
I
dude.
wonder how he is at golf. Is he like wicked at golf?
I don't know, but he's playing around here
sure
like
he
all
is.
the
Like he
time.
could smack a drive, it's like 400 yards.
Easily.
Yeah,
He's
come on
huge.
Yeah,
he is in such good shape. I mean, he's just such an athlete.
Yeah.
I'm sure whatever sport he was deciding that he wanted to undertake, he would crush.
Yeah. And you said you went golfing today?
I went golfing today, played 18 at Honeybrook.
There
Okay.
you go.
Yeah, which was fun. It was good. Did good. That was my first time playing. I started taking lessons a couple months ago. My buddy Doug Hendricks is my golf instructor. He has a TV show called Winning Golf on NBC Sports, and he's sick. But aside from like him being a golf pro and just being golf, he's just like one of my favorite human beings like in the world. He's part of one of my Bible studies, and I just enjoy spending time with him. And he has helped me to build my golf game. Like I played before I took the lessons, and I was like atrocious, like horrible. And he has put me on, and like he just made me a lot better. So yeah, played today. I'm trying to get into that. That's another one of the things that I've been trying to do, in life, like new undertakings. I was just doing martial arts for a little while as well.
sick.
How's that? I mean, that's
Awesome.
another
I would be interested.
discipline. Just like getting up for your run in the morning. I know it goes.
Yeah.
Because I like to get up and run in the morning. Like
Yeah.
you said, I know some people that it's very relatable in terms of like the aspect of like discipline with the martial arts. And
Yeah.
do you love it?
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done it. Since I started doing the golf and the acting stuff, I took a break. It was called Krav Maga is the form that I was doing. It's Israeli.
Interesting.
Yeah, it started just like as as the Israeli uh, yeah, Night's Watch type thing, and it formed into like a military thing, and it's just like the most hardcore. It's just awesome. It's just great for. It's like martial arts are their art, and they're cool styles to know and stuff. But Krav Maga is like survival. Like it's about how can you get home safely. It's how can you get out of a bad situation.
Yeah.
It's practical things.
When you say that, it makes you think of that guy, Detroit survival
Yeah,
training.
yeah, I know what you're talking
Oh
about.
man, that's funny. I
Yeah.
just thought of that.
Yeah, I
That's
mean, yeah, it's hardcore. They're awesome. Awesome. I'm gonna get back into it. I got a couple belts in the time that I was doing it, and I definitely grew a lot and helped my confidence. Just to know that you can handle yourself.
Right. Yeah.
Just because I got beat up a couple times. When I was a kid. Like whatever, and then so this was something that was always in the back of my mind, like that I could feel confident, feel safe and secure, just like at any time. So it's definitely helped. I recommend it, as you said, just like a discipline, to get there, and it's physical, it's demanding. It'll beat you up. A belt test will beat you up. You were by the time that's over, you are toast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like it takes everything out of you. So I recommend that, to anybody. At least do it for a little while, try it out. I did it here in Westchester by your high school, by East High School, right down the street, actually.
Okay.
It's called Kirk's Krav Maga. It's a guy, Ernie, and his wife, Ann, and they're sick.
Awesome.
So I definitely recommend that.
Yeah.
Man, any martial arts is cool. I know Alliance in town is awesome, like jiu-jitsu and all that. That's really cool, too.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in that. It's very, very good for you.
I was listening to a podcast. You know, like Jocko Willink?
Uh-uh.
So he's a big media personality. He was an ex-Navy SEAL. He has like a huge podcast. I was listening to his podcast like this week, and they got into like the aspect of like everyone, they threw out the idea of like, if everyone learned jujitsu as a kid, because he's like a big jujitsu guy now, like if everyone learned jujitsu as a kid, like there would be so much less like bullying and fighting, just because not only because someone could defend themselves, but both like the intimidator and the person that's getting pressed could, they could come to like an agreement so much easier.
That's true.
Like
It makes you more calm.
right, yeah.
When you're scared, you react inappropriately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It gives you like a sense of control, almost. It seems like.
Right,
Exactly.
and
in
it's
a good
like
way though, like a good.
Yeah, exactly.
And they were talking about like it's so humbling when you go in and like someone that's a girl that's like 50 pounds lighter than you can like if you want to learn jujitsu for the first time, like go in the ring with like a woman that's like 70 pounds lighter than you, and she'll make you tap in like 2 seconds, like stuff like that. Like
Absolutely.
with the aspect of the sport is so unique.
Jiu-jitsu's awesome. Yeah, I mean that's become huge the last while because it'll just defeat you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It gets you on the ground. A good jiu-jitsu person, you're toast.
Yeah.
That started with the original UFC, like UFC
Yeah.
1 and 2 and all that.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean that stuff was crazy though. There was
saw
like
that.
no rules.
No rules, but again, this dude who won them, Hoist Gracie, he wasn't huge. He went up against guys who were huge.
Yeah, the weight classes were like so unfair.
There were no
right?
weight
yeah,
classes.
Yeah, there's nothing.
You had the sumo guy going against
right.
some
It's
150-pound dude,
Yeah.
and he's just getting kicked in the face like crazy. Teeth are flying, like it's nuts. But yeah, Hoist Gracie put jiu-jitsu on the map because after that, everybody's like, "Whoa! Like, how did this dude do that? Like, he just he's this big. This dude's this big, and he defeated him quite easily. Not easily, but he won those championships. So after that, it put everybody on. Like, we got to learn this stuff ASAP.
Yeah.
Speaking of like the art aspect of the sport, I gotta ask about the tats.
Yeah.
What's the story behind all the tats? Is
Um,
there any specific ones that are like really special or?
Yeah, I mean they're all special. Like, they're all tied together as
Oh,
well. Like this arm I got done here arm and leg I got done in Westchester. But yeah, this is like a Eastern, type of mythology and other things. This is a character from the TV show Avatar, the cartoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I got a butterfly over here. This is for my grandmother. This is a dragon, which a koi fish turning into a dragon, which is a symbolism for like growth. Like the koi fish is this little tiny thing, and like there's this this tail that it's like the koi fish is going upstream, and it's like there's so many koi fish that are trying to go upstream and like get on top of this waterfall, and the one that eventually does it like becomes a dragon. And so I heard that and I was like, that is sick, because like when I this is my first tattoo, and when I was thinking about getting this, I was at like a low point, I would say, in my life. I was like a serial dater for like a long time. I just totally relied upon having a partner to be happy. Like I couldn't be single, and I had no identity of my own for like a long while there. I was just like, all right, I'm gonna date, let me get married, and just whatever this person wants to do, like that's cool. I'm down with that. I have no aspirations of my own, and that's just not how you should be as a person. And so I was single. I'd been recently broken up with. I was single, and I was just like so down and out. I'm like, man, what the heck? And like this symbol to me was just something that I was just like, I wanted to be that. I felt down and out, and I just wanted to turn into that dragon, so to speak. I felt down. I wanted to grow into that, and Lord willing, I'm growing more all the time. I've been able to since then find so many places that give me happiness, so much purpose, and just grow so much. And I know like I had to go through those painful times. That's why I was partying all that much, because I was just like didn't know how to like be happy,
Right.
So you just like turn to those things.
We talk, like me and Kyle, we talk about that a lot, like on this podcast, like being kids in high school that don't partake in that, because I mean a lot of it revolves around the podcast. Like for me at least, like this is my focus right now, but like we've talked about on the podcast a lot, like just with other kids our age, just like, I mean obviously it's gonna happen, but just like the amount and like the abuse of party, and just like at our age, just like
man.
like, because I'd go into school and like it would like the whole schedule would be Monday, Tuesday. Oh, that was amazing. And that's all they could talk about. Like it all revolves around this party. Then you get to Wednesday, and then it's like Thursday, Friday. It's like, oh, it's Friday night. And it's like, it seems like such a like a just a reoccurring slot.
It's a meaningless cycle.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You can't live for that being like everything. That can't be your only
It's
thing.
not true like dopamine.
It just leaves you empty in the end.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's like your whole life can't be like, I can't wait to get to the weekend.
Right.
That's not right.
Yeah. You got to look forward to those Monday morning runs too.
Exactly.
Come on.
100%. Yeah. So super duper thankful for all that. I'm just so excited like that I was finally able to realize that I wanted to pursue all these different things. Yeah, man, I love it. So that was this tat, which also I have a phoenix on the other side, and that's like tied together type deal. But then I got my leg done by this there's this shop in town called Double Diamonds. My boy John Black, and just like there's all types of stuff. I got like Hercules on here, because Hercules is like there's like the hero's journey.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard that term? It's like, sort of like what I was describing. Like the guy anybody has to go through hard times, and then he goes through his journey and he grows. That's so the Hercules to that was that to me. I also have a lion for, as I mentioned, I'm big into my faith, and so the lion represents Jesus, and I have a Michelangelo painting of God and the angels and Adam touching fingers like the creation in the Sistine Chapel.
That's
So-
sick.
That's awesome.
Thank you. It's good stuff, man.
Like how long does something like that take? Because I mean,
Shoot, I
it's,
don't even know, dude. Freaking.
Like it's gotta be like isn't like multiple hours, right?
Oh yeah.
oh
bro.
yeah.
It's like-
I mean, it's
I don't want-
days,
I
right?
don't
You
wanna
do
throw-
some in days.
Yeah, I was gonna
right?
say I don't want to throw out a dumb number, but that's gotta be like over like 12 hours, right?
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, like somewhere between 25 and 30
Yeah.
hours.
That's crazy.
Probably. Yeah, dude, I'm good for a while. I'm toast. I'm just good. Dude, the freaking leg. I mean, it all stinks. Like it's none of it's fun, but the leg, I was like,
Hurts
he's
a
like
lot.
trying to
Does it
talk
really
to me.
hurt?
Yeah, we're like watching movies. He's like trying to talk to me. I'm like, bro, I can't. Like, physically speak to you right now, bro. It's not gonna happen. Hey, everybody's built different. Some people can handle it. I heard some people falling asleep when they're getting tatted. Those people are sick in the head to me. But me, like, I'm a baby. Okay, I'm a baby with that. I'm a baby with spicy food. Like, whatever. I can't handle
Can
it.
you get through it though?
Well, I did.
Well, you did,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, I mean, I did.
I've been thinking about it. Possibly something. I mean, I'm 17, so it's
like,
a
I
little
get something
early,
like
but-
small. I get
Yeah, that's what I
something
mean.
small.
Yeah.
That's what they
I
all
don't-
say.
Yeah,
Start with something small.
I mean,
And then
I don't want to be that. I don't want to be every like girl with the butterfly on the ankle. I'm not gonna be that person. But I
Yeah.
mean, come on now.
Yeah, I hear
Maybe I'll
you.
get something.
I hear you. I mean, yeah, it should be meaningful. I was 27 when I got my first one, so I was, later
Yeah.
in the game.
How recent was the most recent one?
I finished in June, so
Okay.
last month is when I finished the top of this.
Okay.
Feels good.
I'm
Feels
actually
good. I
getting
felt
the.
naked.
I'm getting the Motive Pod logo across my back.
I look forward to that.
All over the
That would be awesome.
yeah, on the neck.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be on hold. Like, I don't want to get like anything else that's visible for a minute because I keep going back to the acting. So I just want to. I don't
Yeah.
want that stuff to interfere with anything. They really caused like a stir when I was on Task, the HBO show. Like, I had to get permission, like from my artist. I had to, like get him
really?
to sign off on this
Interesting.
because it'll be shown, like on TV or whatever. And it's so interesting. Like, you can't show somebody else's art or whatever. I don't really get it.
That's
It's on
crazy.
my body. so
Yeah,
I
it's
don't-
your body. That's crazy.
I don't get it. But yeah, so I'm gonna hold off on that for the next while. But yeah, there's a ton of awesome artists around here. So
Have you ever ran into Bam? Any of those guys? I mean, it might have been. I mean, those are like they were really popping in Westchester like 10, 15
no
years
doubt.
ago.
I mean, Bam is the legend. Like
Right.
he really put Westchester on the map. Like I think he was like he and those
Ryan
Jackass
Dunn.
dudes were like the first ones
Yeah.
who Ryan Dunn. God bless his soul. But
Yeah.
like those dudes before anybody else, like I think that they really were popping around
They
here.
went to East.
Did they?
Yeah.
I was at his house one time.
Really?
His
Down-
castle.
Bam's
Yeah.
down in Thornton.
No,
That's his
they're-
parents' house. I think he lives down. In
I'm not really
Thornton.
sure. I heard he has like a regular house that he lives at, and then he has his castle, which is like the whole party thing. And I had a buddy of mine. My cousin is he's a musically inclined person. He's really good at music production and rapping and like singing and like playing instruments and all that stuff. And Bam has a recording studio at his castle. And so,
Getting attacked over
yeah,
there.
you all right? What the
Fighting
heck?
the mic.
It's got a mind of its
What just
own, dude.
happened? I don't even know.
But
It's
so
good.
I was over there and over there a couple times.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I had a buddy of mine who was like recording videos for him or whatever. But I ain't heard from him for a minute. I know he was like got in some trouble or
Yeah,
whatever.
I've-
So
Yeah. Hope he's doing all right.
yeah,
'Cause
absolutely.
I think I saw him. I saw him on some like TMZ video in like Philly, just like in some nasty fight with someone
Yeah.
in some grocery store. Who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah. We hope he's all right.
Yeah, we hope he's all right. Yeah, but so travel too. You like traveling
Love
all
traveling.
around.
Love traveling.
You're just in Nashville. We
So
talked briefly.
I was gonna say,
It's awesome.
Nashville's so sick.
So fun.
So sick.
That's where I
That's
want
on the
to.
list for me. I haven't been.
Oh,
wanna
it's
go.
so fun, dude.
Yeah.
I was telling Sean, and I'll tell you, and I gotta convince my parents. But like, if I'm going to Nashville and I'm getting a hotel with 2 beds, which I'll do anyway, I'm gonna see if they'll let me bring someone. No additional charge. Just you come with me, so then we can do interviews on Broadway like you
Come
do in
on.
Westchester.
Come on,
that's gold.
that's where Hawk Tuah girl
Yeah, I
was.
was just gonna say that's
Yeah.
where Hawk 2 has started. Come on now.
Dog, I was there like that. I don't know if it was the same time or like it was. If it wasn't the same time, it was right after or right before. She was there like when we were there. I was like I told you, I was there for a bachelor party. That was my 3rd time being in Nashville. It is sick, man.
Yep.
It is just fun as heck.
It's
like
so
I don't
fun.
even drink, and I had such a ball. We were going out like. It is popping. Broadway is popping, dude. Everybody's just there to have a good time. There's a zillion bachelorette parties, mostly bachelorette parties, and like there's live music everywhere. I wasn't
It's
even
the
into,
best.
I wasn't even into country
Same.
until I went there.
Bingo. That's it. That's how I was. I went there. I went there November of 22 for the first time, and then I just went. I went all in country. It's the summer music.
The
it's
staff
everything.
at Market Street is so pissed at me because I nonstop playing "Everybody at the Bargain Tipsy."
Yeah.
The Shabuzi song, like that has been on repeat at Market Street since then. They're like, "Yo, we heard it enough."
Yeah, I went up to someone in their car playing that, and I like told them they had a nice car during their street interviews. very politely ignored. It was kind of funny.
Whatever. Haters.
Haters, man.
What we gonna do?
No, it's like some dude in his Ferrari, so I can't blame him. I can't.
So he probably
blame
gets it all the time then.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like, dude, your car's sick.
Because I'm big in the car community. Like I told you I work.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, so you actually know, like, nice cars, this and that. Like,
everyone, because that was like the first time. It's like everyone's like, oh, you go up to like these dudes in their Ferraris and they're gonna be a jerk to you. It's like it's never the case.
That's first time.
Never that first time.
Yeah.
And I'm not even gonna blame him.
Well-
He was blasting everyone in the bar getting tipsy. Maybe he didn't hear me.
He literally was.
He literally was.
Yeah, he
I'm
literally
being
was.
so
That's
for real.
awesome.
yeah,
In his Ferrari.
and that's the thing. You said that's the first time. I mean, a lot of times people who get there know, you got to rely upon other people to get most places in life. So yeah. I love to travel. Love Nashville. I love to get out of the country from time to time. I mentioned I'm Fort Lauderdale, but dying to get back to Europe or something like that. I have a really close buddy who lives out in Germany. Got to go visit him.
I saw you went to Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
Dude, that's hype.
Yeah. That was wild, bro. That was wild because I was there, like, not for Tomorrowland. Like, I was just in Europe. So I was, during that trip, I was in England, Germany, Belgium, and the Netherlands. And so we were on a train from, what do you call it, Amsterdam to where we were staying in Belgium. And these people are all decked out in these crazy outfits. I'm like, what the heck? What are they doing? And my uncle's like, yeah, isn't that a festival going on this weekend? I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, like tomorrow something. Tomorrowland, which is a huge festival. Huge.
And it's like a lot of EDM. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. I used to be into the EDM festivals.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
No, it's
I mean,
sick.
I've never been to like an EDM concert where you're just like raging, but
yeah, that's it.
It'll-
Yeah, we
it'll
do
be-
that.
it'll
We
be
used
there
to do that.
eventually.
It's good times. Good times. My Avengers crew, a lot of us participated in that stuff. But yeah, so we Ubered, or not Ubered. We took a cab from where we were staying in this town called Bruges. Beautiful city in Belgium. Beautiful. It's like just beautiful. And I took a cab from Bruges to where they were doing the festival. A city was called Boom. Literally Boom. That's the city where they were holding Tomorrowland. I don't know if they always hold it there, but that's where they were holding it this year. And so it was like 2.5 hours away. We took a cab there. F it. And we had like a ball. I bought tickets. Like I was like refreshing. I was like, Tomorrowland, like I gotta see how we can get tickets. Refresh.
Yeah.
Just like ticket sales page. And I found some like South African couple who was selling tickets for like cheaper, because most tickets were like $1,000 a piece or something like that, something crazy. And they were selling their tickets for one day for like, I forget, like $400 or something like that. Okay. So more than half off. So we went down there, did that up. Yeah, that was an unbelievable trip, man. That whole thing. Yeah.
That's awesome.
My buddy plays cricket professionally.
Okay.
And he's this English dude.
Okay.
His name's Liam Plunkett, and he's starting like.
It's from around here.
He's from England.
Okay.
He like played, but his wife is from here, so we met in Market Street. But he's like a cricket person. Like he plays for Team England and stuff.
That's awesome.
That's sick.
Yeah, like I don't know anything about cricket, but like it seems sick and like he's awesome. So he took me around and we had a great time in London. So London's cool as well. Yeah. I love it. I want to get back over there, get back to Italy. I've been there one time. Beautiful Florence, beautiful.
Yeah.
So,
What's top of the list you haven't been to?
I gotta say, well, country that I haven't been to, Iceland.
That's
I've
my
heard
number
good
one.
things.
That's your
my
number one?
I literally want to go to Iceland so bad, dude.
I'm
So
Italy.
bad.
I'm Italy.
I want that midnight sunset. Come on.
Midnight sunset, you got waterfalls, volcanoes, the northern lights,
Yeah.
everything. I'm into the Norse mythology. I think that'd be cool to see, like, all that crap, Valhalla and all that. So,
Yeah.
but as far as just places, like, because I already been to Italy, but if I had to say, like, just a place, I would say Sicily.
Okay.
But
yeah, I want to get that. Like, yeah, Italy's my dream.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah, it's just, it felt like a dream, man, for sure. It felt like a dream when I was over there. I stayed in Tuscany for 10 days.
That's what my dad wants to do. He wants to get a villa and then do a chef.
Dang.
for a
Tell them to
week.
adopt me. I'm coming. That's awesome, bro.
Oh man.
That is awesome.
Westchester Avengers are invited.
Let's go. I'm there. Happily will accept that invite.
We'll see Rollins. He'll be playing some Pavarotti, rolling around. Florence. That'd be
Roland
awesome,
gotta
bro.
come, bro. Roland
be
gotta
awesome.
come. Now, Florence is beautiful. It's just like such an old city. Like the architecture is awesome. It's
Yeah.
just like so many influential artists and figures are come from there, and like so much history. It's like such a small place, but like so much
Yeah.
is from, Tuscany and Florence and
Yeah.
stuff. Like
Yeah.
that countryside, it doesn't even look real. It's like, what the heck? This is crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I want to go to Sicily because that's where my dad's side of the family is from.
There you go.
Get out there and do that up, and just like, yeah, that's my goal. Like when I'm old, be like get a villa in Sicily and just like go
Yes,
off and live my
sir.
final years there.
Oh yeah. Kyle, you were just in Florida.
I was just in Florida.
Little nice trip.
A little nice
How was it?
trip to see the grandparents.
Oh
It's
yeah.
good. Got some sun. Played some golf.
You're
So.
looking tan.
Oh, there
Where
you go.
where were you at?
Fort Myers area. Yeah.
Nice. What is that near? I always I forget.
It's like south of
it's like-
Tampa
It's
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I think it's
on the east.
It's on the Gulf Coast.
On the
Gulf
west.
Coast.
On the west. I mean.
Yeah, it's the Gulf
that
Coast.
whole area is beautiful. Tampa,
Oh,
Clearwater.
yeah. It's like right by
beautiful.
Naples, so it's like that's more notable, I would say. But I don't
Yeah.
know, it was super nice there. But yeah, got to play some golf, chill with the grandparents. So,
Nice, bro. We love that.
There we
Yeah,
go.
I love South Florida very, very, very much. Like I considered moving there for a little bit.
Okay.
We considered opening up in a restaurant down there for a little bit.
I could see you as a Miami guy. I
In-
mean, maybe
in
a
another
retired,
life.
a retired Miami
I had
guy.
another life, man. For real, GTA Vice City was like something I wanted to live for like
Yeah.
a large portion of my life. I'm telling you.
yeah.
Like every time I went down there, just beautiful, just beautiful weather, beautiful people. People are generally in a real good mood. Like I love Miami, but Fort Lauderdale is like my favorite city,
Okay.
which is just north of Miami. It's like adjacent. They're like connected basically.
Yeah.
I mean, you get to Miami very, very easily. But yeah, I haven't been down there in a couple of years, but I still have friends down there, good friends that live down there. Gotta go visit, man. Gotta go visit.
Yeah.
I think I'm done traveling though for the summer, unless it's
Okay.
like a beach trip or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's winding down. Summer went fast.
That's
but,
crazy.
Dude,
It's been so
I,
fast.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I'm just gonna soak in senior year as much as I can. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Good. Do that. I mean, you seem like you're in a good place with school and everything like that. As I mentioned earlier, like high school and all that was not, it wasn't all that for me, but it seems like you're having a good time and you're doing it right, man.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
good.
Is that a Coca-Cola rollie?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was gonna
Was-
say.
yeah.
I had to ask.
Yeah.
Where do you
Pepsi
get that?
John.
Is it Pepsi?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget. It's like I get them confused because do they have a Pepsi and a Coke one?
I don't know.
I've seen them around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a gift from my dad.
Okay.
Inspired by a loyal customer that we had at the restaurant for years who always was always rocking it. It
Really?
was just like so sick. Like he rocked it so well. His name was Tony Bellata. He
Okay.
passed on. He actually is the namesake to my favorite dish at Market Street.
What is it?
It's it's Texas style French toast. And in a pan sauteed, you put bacon, bananas, and honey. You saute that in a pan. You put it on the Texas style French toast, and then you get a peanut butter sauce, not just like peanut butter, like a sauce. And you put peanut butter sauce on that. And for me, people don't always do it, but I put powdered sugar even on that, just because, like,
There we
my
go.
sweet tooth is vicious. So, yeah, that is like, man, I love sweets, but that is mwah, chef's kiss, that bulata.
Right. And then one more travel thing I wrote down because I saw on your Instagram. Did you get I saw you were in like Mexico, like helping people out or something.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
Cool?
As I mentioned, the last couple of years I've gotten big into my faith for sure. That has been the tinder in which that the new life has begun for me. It was a faith journey is what it has been. One day in particular that just started a fire under me that just like changed everything. And so I'm big into Christianity for sure. And one of the things that I have been doing, I was baptized June of last year at a church in town called Providence. And right after that, I was just, really trying to be active, trying to give back. And there's a organization called YWAM, which is an acronym for Youth with a Mission, right? And I was just looking for ways to get involved. And I was connected to a friend. His name is Gary Gonzalez, and he lives north of San Diego. But he works at a campus for this YWAM, which is in San Antonio del Mar, south of Tijuana, Mexico. So I flew out to San Diego, stayed there for a day, did some touristy stuff, like met with him, got settled in. And then he and I drove down across the border, stayed at this campus for a couple days, made food for the campus. Like this campus, so to speak, it's like people go there to learn about the faith and also to do community outreach. So they go out, they build houses for people, like all the time. It's a downtrodden area, and they build houses for people. They go out and do all types of stuff for people. And so our role, Gary and I went and we cooked food for everybody in the campus, and we prepared meals for the folks who were going to go out and build houses and stuff. And so just trying to get involved, just trying to serve, I just know how rewarding serving is. I'm blessed that is like my job day to day is I get to serve. And it's just awesome. Like that's what we're here for. Mm-hmm. I think that's like, one of the most rewarding, if not the most rewarding thing a person can do for somebody else is to serve them. And I get to do that every day. And I got to do that in Mexico. So as I mentioned, I love to travel. And so I got to travel and do that simultaneously. So it was crazy. Getting back into the country was also crazy. Getting back into the United States was crazy. But going into Mexico, it's like no problem. They're just like,
what do you have to do on the way? What happened on the way back?
Going in, nobody checks anything. They're just like, all right, come on in. It's cool. No problem. Going back, there's like this line that you can go into, and it's like some express line for like getting back into the country that if you get there at a certain time, it's like much easier. Like if you're just like a citizen and you're just like we're visiting, and just like, come on in. We got to this line, this express line, like at messed up timing. And like I was standing in line for a minute, but it was like getting close that we were going to get like across. And I literally can see, like I'm looking down, like there's like some stairs, and I'm looking down. They're like, all right, nobody else getting in over here. And they slammed the door shut. I'm like, oh. So everybody who was just in that line had to hike across the town and go to the general like line. And so I was just in line for like hours and hours and hours. Like that's just like people just standing there, like a line of just people just standing there, wrapped around like through the town, like for a long while. But what are you gonna do? I met people who were in that line who, like, they do that every day. They sit in that line because they live in Tijuana, but they work in San Diego. This dude, like, he did that. He was a server. He had his whole get up on, his whole uniform that he was going to go serve tables in San Diego. But he had to, before that, stand in line for like 3 hours. Oof. So
Crazy.
It was crazy. But, yeah, a very rewarding experience. I loved it. I'd love to do something like that again for sure. It was my first time in California. So yeah. I did that for a little bit. I visited Los Angeles while I was out there. And
it's a crazy world out there. I was in LA last month. It felt like I was in a movie.
Yeah.
It's just, it's crazy.
Why do you say that?
Because it's just like, I've grown up my whole life, and you see the Hollywood sign, and then freaking, in all honesty, GTA 5, bro, that is like, we grew, like our generation and like older than our generation too, like grew up with GTA 5, which came out in like 2013 or something, and that's like based off of everything LA. Mm-hmm. So it's like you're playing around, you see LA, but come on, you see LA in every movie, every TV show. That's where every celebrity lives. That's Beverly Hills. That's Hollywood sign. It's downtown. It's Santa Monica Pier. It's like everything, and then it's just like you're there. You're sitting in 2 hours of traffic to move 5 miles. It's like it's crazy. And there's so much happening. It's just like you feel like you're in because it's like, for me, especially with like the car scene, it's like there's freaking Lamborghinis everywhere.
Yeah.
There's there's Rodeo Drive. Like it's
Yeah.
it's all that you see growing up.
I
for
have
me.
way more that I want to see in LA.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I was only there over New Year's for the Rose Bowl for Penn State. Actually,
Really?
Yeah, so we went out. for the
Dude, that
Rose
is
Bowl.
sick.
It was cool.
That's really cool.
But dude, it was I would go back 100%.
Yeah, I rented a car from San Diego and I drove up there,
Like,
and the ride is beautiful. You're gonna get to see the
Oh, yeah.
whole.
And then yeah, like we drove up, like right out of Santa Monica. You can go up to Calabasas, right in the mountains there, up in Malibu, and it's like you're looking out over the Pacific Ocean, up in the mountains. Like it's just such a cool environment where that can like exist within a city that's so huge.
Yeah, it's beautiful,
It's
man.
beautiful.
Yeah, I went to a Dodgers game while I was out there. That was
Yeah.
cool. That's like a blast from the past. Like the Dodgers stadium is like so preserved from
Yeah.
like long ago. You know, like
Okay.
it looks like 50s, 60s, whatever. Like it's old school looking. There's like good culture, so to speak. It looks cool.
Did you
Looks
see
really
Otani
cool.
then?
No, he wasn't there by then. He was still in Anaheim.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been sick,
Yeah.
dude. Oh my goodness, that would have been cool. No, man. I forget who they were even playing that day. They lost, but everyone's real chill. Like, other sports places are pretty chill. I went up to Canada a couple years ago, and I saw the Canadiens play the Dallas Stars,
Okay.
and it was in Montreal. And the Canadiens, what were you gonna say?
That's got to be a great environment. I mean, Canadians and
it's cool.
Canada.
Yeah, it's cool. It really made me want to learn French. Like everybody
Yeah.
speaking French here is cool. But the moral of the story is they lost like 5-2. The
Okay.
Canadians did to the Dallas Stars. And after the game, all the fans are like giving him like a good effort. Like, good job, boys. We're proud of you. I'm looking around like, is this topsy turvy world? Like, bro, in Philly, if the Flyers are losing
yeah.
5-2,
getting
we are
booed.
throwing stuff. Like,
Yeah.
people are pissed. Like, nobody is clapping. You're getting booed out of the stadium. I
That's
was
crazy.
just shook at the difference. Like,
Yeah.
Philly fans are built different, man. We just care a lot. That's all I can say.
Yeah. I mean, Canadian fans are also definitely built different too.
They're nice.
They're nice. Yeah.
They're not Canadians in general
Yeah,
are
right.
very nice
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
It's true. It's very, very true. I've gotten to travel a good bit for Philly sports, and other fans can be mean too. I will say that much. They've been mean to me sometimes, but
All right.
what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Went up to New York a couple times last year for the Phils. I saw them play the Mets and the Yanks. Yankees fans were actually very nice to me.
Really?
They didn't bust my chops at all. In fact, they were like, we were talking about like one of their relatives lives around here or something like that. Like
Oh,
nobody was mean to me.
I'm honestly surprised from a Yankees fan.
They weren't.
They'd be chill.
I don't know.
even know.
They were chill with me.
Yeah.
If you go to an opposing team's game and you're not
Yeah.
like trying to do something,
Yeah.
I've never had an issue and I don't see why it should be
That's
an
true.
issue. Like
Yeah, like-
if you don't say anything, you just keep to yourself. All right, maybe you get some dude like booing you. It's like
Yeah.
you're gonna get that, but like I don't think there should ever be an issue. Even like so I'm coming from a Penguins fan that goes to Flyers games
Yeah,
in Philly,
yeah.
and like. Trust me, my dad. I've never been to a Penguins Flyers game in Philly because of how nasty they've been to my dad, like
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
but overall, like, still,
not proud
it's
of
all
that.
right. No, yeah,
but-
and yeah, I'm sure like they're good Philly fans too that say they're not proud of that.
Yeah.
But like it's whatever. It's
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, I'm a big Birds fan. I actually one time while I was in South Florida, got to see them play the Miami Dolphins down there. They lost in crazy fashion. That was like the play where they had like a fake. I forget, it was like a fake field goal, like a fake punt or something like that for a touchdown, something like
Oh
that.
man.
But the whole stadium was Eagles fans.
Oh really?
That doesn't even surprise me. What year was that? Out of curiosity.
It gotta be like
Was it post Super Bowl?
It was dang. No, it was post Super Bowl victory. Yeah, I think
Okay.
it was during. It was like during COVID sometime. I think it was
Okay.
like 2020 or 21 or something like that.
I feel like post Super Bowl Eagles in general just exploded. Like
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, always had a big fan base, but
Yeah.
I don't know. That
Yeah.
doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I've been to 2 Birds Super Bowls. I'm 1-1.
There you go.
We drove out for the Minnesota one. That was, but I mean, dude, honestly, after that one, like I care, I definitely care what happens with the Eagles, but like there was a part of me that has just been like fulfilled after they won that Super Bowl. That just like anything happens now is icing on top of the cake.
Yeah.
Like we got what we always wanted.
Yeah.
You know, so whatever happens now is just like it's cool, but like, you know, I'm not affected the same way I used to be when the Eagles lose. I used to be like ruin my week, you know, like, you know, don't talk to me for a little while. Now, like I'm much more bearable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a tough playoffs for me to watch. The Eagles win the Super Bowl. That was tough, dude. It's hard.
That's why I'm getting these lukewarm reactions from you from these Eagles things. You're like, hey, man, F the Eagles. You guys don't even like the Eagles.
It's hard, dude.
Hey,
We were 3-13 that year too. We were bad.
No, when I was the Giants have done it. All right, bro. The Giants are fine.
Yeah.
They beat the dang Patriots when they were
you're welcome
undefeated.
for that. We all
I wasn't rooting for the Giants.
Yeah.
No,
we all hate Brady though. No. Anyway.
bro. A lot of Eagles fans will say they're. I'm not one of those.
No, I'm not gonna lie.
fans.
I wasn't rooting for the Eagles over the
Of
Patriots.
course
anyway.
not.
So
Of course not. You
No,
can't.
I can't. Yeah.
I mean,
can't
a
do that.
Giants, like a New York and a Philly fan, like there's a lot for you guys to argue on. For a Pittsburgh and like
I think it's just hockey. That's it.
exactly for a Pittsburgh versus Philly fan, we have one of the best rival. We have like maybe some say the best. I mean, Maple Leafs versus Canadians, but like a top 2 or 3 rivalry in hockey, and like which some say all of sports. So there's a huge PA rivalry in hockey. But then I mean, Eagles Steelers.
They don't play each other.
We don't play
enough.
each other. I'm rooting for the Eagles. Like my whole life, I've grown up rooting.
Bro,
If
come
they're
on.
not playing the Steelers, I'm rooting for the Eagles. I grew up here.
You know
like,
the Steagles.
yeah, Steagles. Hell yeah. And
I
then
think we play. They play each other this year though.
Yeah, we
I think
do.
They play NFC East plus
yeah.
AFC East. So.
And then I mean, Pirates have been irrelevant since I've been alive. But I mean, the Pirates have 5 World Series somehow. But I mean, doesn't even. I mean,
They're
like
all
100 years
all
ago.
like pre like
Yeah.
1990s.
But
so.
like the Pirates and Phillies, they'll play each other, and it's like when they're not playing each other, I'm rooting for the Phillies, of course. It's like if they're not playing the Pittsburgh team, I'm rooting for.
Yeah, I don't hate Pittsburgh.
I
or
grew up
anything.
here, and then basketball, it's like I'm a Sixers fan. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's hard for you to not to hate them. I feel like.
Yeah, and with me, it's just like it's only because my dad and my family's from Pittsburgh. It's like if not that, I mean, I grew up here. I've grown around I've grown up next to Philly my whole life. So.
Yeah. But the family stuff, that's respectable.
Right.
You gotta stick with your family. I totally
Yeah.
get that. I had one other friend who's like you. His dad's from Pittsburgh, one of my
Yeah.
really close friends, and he grew up like that. I'm sure he brainwashed all his kids to be that way as well.
Well, it's like for me, it's like, but with the Penguins, I grew up. I got to see, like prime getting into sports for me, like 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. I got to see the Penguins go back to back. So for me, that was like, that's it. Like I'm a
I'm saying for
Penguins fan
both
for
of you
life.
guys. That's what I mean. Like when you were young, the
Yeah.
Steelers have won 2 in your
I think we both got to see 2, right?
yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
I saw 2 as well. Well,
They beat the
I shouldn't
Seahawks and they beat the Cardinals.
Well, the Steelers didn't the Steelers I think only won 1 while I was alive, right? 209.
no, they beat the. That's what I'm saying. They beat the Seahawks. And they had
Did they
Sean
beat the
Alexander.
oh, really? He made. I didn't even know
Steelers
that.
won in 09, right?
And then, but they
09.
won
and
before
then-
that too, in like
yeah, they did.
05 or
06,
something like that.
05. Yeah, but that's
No
before
way.
us.
Yeah.
That's before us though.
No, I mean still. Really? Steelers
It's when
05?
Hines Ward
Yeah,
threw
no,
a touchdown pass or something.
I thought that was
yeah.
08.
No, it was.
Nah, you're
Cardinals.
thinking of when Santonio Holmes caught the touchdown
Yes,
in the
yeah,
corner,
yeah,
and
yeah.
when
That was-
James
that
Harrison
was
had
Yeah,
the
yeah.
yeah.
No, you're right.
That was Cardinals, but I don't. I don't know who they beat.
And then the Steelers were in a Super Bowl.
Randall L. I think it was through. That's who I'm thinking of. Somebody threw a
Randall
long
L.
pass.
Yeah.
Who wasn't a quarterback. And yes, because Jerome Bettis won the Super Bowl in Detroit. He's like, this is the
Yeah.
last stop
Okay.
for the bus.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Super Bowl XL. I remember him
Yeah,
saying that.
yeah, all right.
It makes sense because he's
and,
XL.
And
XL.
but the Steelers were in it. I think in what 2011 or 12 when they lost the
I thought
Green
it was-
I thought
Packers.
it was-
Yeah, they lost the Packers.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and then for you, the Giants have
Yep.
beat
Oh,
this dang stinking Patriots and
08
beautiful.
and
Yeah, I mean,
12.
come on, bro.
So,
There you
Yes,
go.
the dang helmet catch is ridiculous.
All right,
bro.
we're all happy. Philly, you got your Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm
there we
straight.
go.
I mean, ours was like insane. Ours was like divine intervention because like none of that should have happened. Like
Right.
you know, what I mean, with Nikki Sixx and all that, like that does not make sense.
yeah.
So no, yeah, we're all
That's
happy.
probably what made it hard. So like you got your backup quarterback, your MVP candidate was out. It's like we're good, and no, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was
good.
wild. It just
It
wasn't.
wasn't
Hey,
good.
it was meant to be. That's all I can
I
say.
guess
man.
so, dude. I mean, yeah, I could imagine. Me and Eagles fan must have been fun that year.
It was dope.
Yeah.
Real dope. That's what I'm saying. So I'm Gucci now.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I'll take whatever now. We go, we have fun. It's much better. Life is as a sports fan is much easier now. So yeah, that's it.
I think that's a great place to wrap it up.
Yeah.
You got anything else, Kyle?
No, let's wrap it up.
Sweet. Christian, thank you so much for coming. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
100%.
It's been a real pleasure. I agree. You guys are
Market
awesome.
Street Grill, Market Street Grill, Green Street Grill. Go check them out.
All that good stuff.
Hell yeah. Sweet.
Yes, sir.
Motive Podcast. Leo Kosach, Kyle Cohen, Christian Grecco. Signing off. See you next week. Peace.
Peace.